So, I goofed. Let's rectify that goof if I can, I guess. If I can. I'll note that in between this game and the last one, I actually went and did a little bit of, like, backtracking to basically see what I basically did in, like, the previous, like, video. Because that's basically where, like, I was applying hits to my heroes. I'll note that in regards to Mr. Johnson, he basically had such a poor dice roll that it wouldn't matter, like, what happened to him, because, he basically died, like, immediately to its dead, and, like, the dice roll basically had wouldn't have changed at all. So we're not going to worry about Mr. Johnson. But it's dealing with Smith that's going to be a little bit more of an issue. So he basically lasted a lot longer than a conspiracy theorist, and he would have had, like, much like, a change basically up to, like, that fight of the zombie. But he would have at least had to make at least one saving throw, because he already had a hit on him, and he would have basically had to, like, deal with, like, being hit by, like, this zombie that was, like, this, like, the 4 zombies basically here before. So I basically have to do a dice roll for him, and it's going to be possibly a toughness and a saving throw depending on what's going to happen. So let's just, like, roll a dice here and we'll see what happens first. Alright, so we got a 5. So it wouldn't matter, basically. He would have basically, been alright if I basically, like, rolled that, like, toughness save. But he's still on a 2 here, so there's his current strength, basically, right now. And that's basically it for Deputy Smith, basically. He's basically done all he can, so we'll get rid of that. Now, I'll note, by the way, depending on what would have happened there, if he had, like, managed to, like, fail that toughness hit, but he saved, like, the saving roll throw, basically what would have happened is I would have, like, had him up here in town center, like, immediately after he, like, saved there. And he would have been able to, like, just make, do some basic scouting over here in, like, the town center. And the last one would have been, like, with Mayor Hernandez, so it would have been, like, pretty good times nonetheless. But basically, because, like, what happened here, we're not gonna worry about it, so that's fine. And we're back. So he's right there. We got this tough zombie I basically worry about over here. And it looks like we're in Urban Tough, because why not? This is the perfect music for this, like, scenario, I guess. But brains again. Alright then, so all tracks activate with each Z unit, advancing 1 space only. However, if they basically win a combat, they have to, like, do it again. And rinse and repeat as necessary, so to speak. Alright then, let's just get this going, shall we? And you know what, let's just start with the sub-area track here. So they advance on the weakened civilians over here. Will they be able to stop them? Probably not. But we'll see how it goes. It's Z advantage of times 2 with a shift of 1. So, zombies advantage of 1. Let's see how they do. I got 11. Alright, so with zombie advantage of 1, they do take a hit those civilians, but they do inflict 2 hits on this, like, zombie here, so that's nice. They can push back here. And now, these guys have to make a saving throw, or they'll basically be dead. And they survive! Hooray! So, they go back over here to Sound Center. I'm getting really lucky with the saving throws, I have to say, because, I had, like, a couple of bad ones, but for the most part, a lot of these civilians basically, like, made it back here and, like, survive. So, we're doing really well on that front. But anyhow, let's go up here to, like, this track. And, of course, these guys get to go, forward. That's it for them, by the way, because, there's no one there for them to fight. These guys over here get to go move up a space. They're really far away, though, so we probably don't have to worry about them too much. And then poor Hunt has to make a fight here. So, it's zombies versus Hunt. He's got the advantage, but, well, that's all he's basically got. He's got an advantage. He doesn't get, like, any, like, shift penalties because he's basically not in space for it. Though I can't reroll if I get a bad roll here, so let's see how it goes. Hunt, get a go roll, or die trying. Alright, a 6. If I go with a 6 on hand-to-hand combat with human advantage, I would basically have 2 hits and 2 hits. You know what? I'm going to try for a better roll than that because my odds are in my favor to get a better roll than that. So let's re-roll this, like, with my final roll here. And it's the one that counts. And that's the one that's even worse. So, basically, a few advantage with 4. He's going to take 3 hits. And his zombie's only going to take 1. So, that's not great, but whatever. Alright, so he has to basically make a toughest roll 3 times. And if he fails one of these, he's dead. So, yeah. Well, he made only one saving throw there, so he's dead. Saving throw time. Let's see what goes. Alright, so Hunt survives, but, he gets, like, pushed back over to the town center. And now we have to go again with these guys here, so... They fight. So, it's 3 versus 4, so these guys have the advantage, but these guys all have a shift, so it's, like, equal to. Alright, they got 11, so they're instantly basically going to win this fight for sure. So, equal to 11, they take 1 hit, but they also dish out 3, so this guy gets flipped. He's now at 2, and he gets forced back here. And these guys already have a hit on him, so like they get flipped over, so that's what happens to them. Alright, so that's basically it for like, the Zed's movement there. Basically at this point we like draw a next event card, so on we go. I've only got four turns left, so to speak, before the end card, so we're getting towards the end here, but whatever. What's that smell? Alright, so at the end of the phase, select any player not in the town center. In its space, place a new Zed unit showing its reduced strength side and conduct a normal hand-to-hand combat. And if the Zed survives and wins, it is flipped to show a full strength side, retaining any hits it may have just acquired. If it loses, it retreats normally. Oh boy, so I have to select any unit that's not in the town center and do battle. But I'll be at the end of the phase, so I could possibly avoid this if I basically move everyone into like the town center, so to speak. So not too much of an issue. Alright, so first things first, let's move on to zombies. So the highway track moves. Guess who's going to get into combat again? So they move up again, and we have to do hand-to-hand yet again. So this time it's like human advantage of 1, so maybe they can kill it. They roll a 9. So human advantage with a 9 means they take 1 hit, and the zombie takes 3. So zombies are dead. That's it for them. And they take a hit. So these guys are on their last legs, but nonetheless they basically clear this track, so that's good. Alright then, so the next track we have to go to is going to be the mountain track. So that's over here. That's all they do. And we have the forest track. And damn, these guys are getting close. I'm going to have to force these guys back somehow, so we're probably going to have to send someone into melee to try and win against these guys. So, not great, but oh well. Alright, so I'm not sure if this basically happens now or later, but what I'm thinking about doing right now basically I only have like these units basically out here that are outside like the town. And I'm thinking it might be a good idea to possibly put it on like these guys here, maybe. If I basically put it on these guys here, it's possible that like like they'll possibly like lose, but they'll force the zombie back regardless because like that's what these guys do. So why not? All right, so they're gonna fight a strength-free zombie unit here, and of course, they're basically like zombie advantage with like shift of 1, so it's equal to. We'll just do this now just to get out of the way. I wasn't planning to do anything with these guys anyway, so it's fine. All right, they got 10. So with a 10, and it's basically like, you know, equal to, they're basically going to get like, you know, 1 hit on themselves, but they're also going to deal 3 hits to this guy. So these guys are dead automatically. And these guys take a hit, so they have to make a saving throw or die. Let's see what I do. Well, they stood their ground for a while, but they died. So there goes my veterans. They finally just bit the dust. So there's my 3rd death, but oh well, that's just going to happen. All right, now I've got basically 2 actions I got, like, you know, to use here, as well as like all the stuff over here. I will know at this point, basically all my guys are like clustered around here in like the town center. So what I think about doing right now, we're going to use motivational speech, I think. And everyone's going to basically get free action here. I also probably want to use Citadel as well, because I can use this to, you know, get extra attacks on this guy. You know what? I think I want to use Citadel first. So we'll use Citadel. This will mean that anyone who's in the town center itself will be able to get free gunfire attack. And it'll basically cost an ammo, right? Oh, you know I have to scavenge first, so let's do that first, I guess. It doesn't matter who I scavenge, but we just have basically scavenge hopefully for like, you know, a 5 or 6 roll basically on this dice here. So there's a 6. Use one of these up and we'll get like, you know, an ammo. Now we use Citadel. And we're using on like Hunt here, I guess, because basically like, you know, ready to kick ass, so to speak, in the town center. So basically when he makes a gunfire attack, he has like, you know, shift over to the right, but that's fine because like, you know, it'll basically shift back with like Citadel here, right? So he's gonna make an attack with like 5 strength, gunfire attack, and we'll see how he does. Yeah, I want to use him. So come on, Hunt. You got your gunfire attack of 5. Do it. You got a 6. All right, with a 6, basically he only gets 2 hits. Okay, so he still gets pretty good hits here. But this zombie can, of course, like, you know, reduce his hits with toughness. So he only takes 1 of those hits. All right, good to know. I was hoping to possibly kill this guy or like, you know, weaken him to his like, you know, reduced side before like, you know, tries to come in there and knock him back. But oh well. Let's see here. Yes. I still have this player action here to do stuff with, as well as the motivational speech, right? So you know what? Let's just do it like this. We're going to use this guy's initiative. And because he's basically like, you know, near Hernandez in like, you know, the town center. Basically like, you know, town or town center spaces. He's going to be able to get like, you know, his 5 or 6 roll basically to try and get some ammo for us. And boom, we got ammo. And let's see here. I can use leadership if I want to basically fire people. That might be an idea. Though no one's really close enough to fire at him, so, you know, whatever. Oh wait, I still got player action to use, right? I can make him fire again. You know what? We're gonna do that, I guess. We're gonna basically spend my player action and ammo, and we'll basically fire enough Hunt. He's only gonna have a 4 this time, but I mean, maybe he'll be able to knock it off. Oh yeah, he got 11. So, with 11 with a gunfire 4, he's gonna get free hits. So this guy has to make free saving throws now to, like, you know, keep on his, like, good side. Ooh! 1, 3, 4. So he's gonna take 2 hits, this guy, but whatever. He's down to his 4 side. And let's just see here. I am tempted to send, like, you know, a civilian basically out charging into this guy, but that seems kind of wasteful, so I think what I want to do now is just have one of these, like, civilians just, you know, use his leadership to, like, you know, search around for ammo. So let's do that. It's a 2, so that's a no-go. And now, I think it's time for motivational speech to finally fire off. So, we'll fire this off. And basically, all the people basically in here are going to get a player action. Literally every single one of these guys. Alright, so, how am I going to do this? And I'll note, by the way, that's basically everyone who's in the town center or right next to it, so... any town space, basically. Alright, so, I guess what I want to do is just, like, you know, have most of these guys just, like, you know, let's do searches, I guess. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for those guys. And by the way, does it count for him? I'm not really sure if a motivational speech, you know, goes for him as well. So let's just go look that up. There he is. Alright, so. Finally, once per game, as a character action, the mayor can give a motivational speech that is so inspirational that every other player in the town space, including the town center, by the way, this is how you notice, by the way, like, you know, including the town center, receives 1 free action to use on a turn. The mayor does not get an extra action though. So yeah, I'll note that, by the way, he doesn't get an extra action here, but, you know, everyone else basically gets an action here. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's going to be 8 actions basically total I can, like, do here. And I think for at least these 6 guys right here, they're just going to do, like, you know, scavenging. So we're just going to roll 6 scavenging, you know, dice for all the scavenging rolls they're going to do. Just to, like, you know, save time. And anything that's a 5 or 6 will be, like, you know, good. Okay, there's 1 6, there's 2 6. So we got 2 ammo. And now, I could try and fire at this guy at least once to try and, like, you know, finish him off with Hunt. That might be an idea, and then I can, like, you know, rush in to, like, you know, beat him off. And I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to basically fire with, like, you know, Hunt one more time, and then we're going to, like, you know, finish him off by charging into him if, like, you know, he's not finished off at that point. So Hunt got a 5. And unfortunately, a 5 on a 4 is only, like, you know, 1 hit, so that guy's looking pretty damn strong, unfortunately. Even stronger with, like, that happening, so that didn't do anything to him. And, you know, I may have, like, miscalculated this a little bit, because, like, you know, she's always basically there holding this guy off, so whoops. And I'll buy the sniper doesn't have, like, very good, like, abilities to, like, you know, charge in to attack people, so I could make her attack, but it wouldn't be that great, so I guess if, like, you know, this adjacent spaces, I could try and fire at the thing again. I need to get a 9 or an 8, basically, to, like, you know, get a hit, though. I'm not sure it's going to do anything. But, you know, at this point, I think that's really all I really have to do, because it's more important to kill this guy than anything else, so we're just going to hope to get an 8 or better for, like, a hit here. And no. Alright, well, that's basically it for this phase. I basically tried to fire at this guy like crazy, but he didn't go down, so he might move on me if a force strike activates again, but, you know, hopefully she can hold off and hopefully doesn't get a double movement, because if he does, he wins. Alright, so this is done. Free. Alright, good. It's not the force track, but whatever. I hate it when that happens. At the beginning of this phase, replace all regular studs units in play that are currently free strength or less when with a newly drawn fresh full strength Zed unit. If there's not enough Zeds available to make these replacements, replace as many as possible. Start with the closest to the town center. If the replaced dead unit has a marker such as hit or tough marker, the marker gets discarded as well. Interesting. You know what? There is no unit stars that are 3 or less. This guy's a 4, this guy's a 4, this guy's a 5. So nothing happens. If like one of these guys is like weak, they will become a better unit. But right now it's weak, so that's fine. All right then. So the highway track activates once, but there's no one on the highway track, so just put a new Z there, I guess. And that's a 7, so whatever. Suburban activates twice, so these guys move up to here. And I get 3 action points. All right. So, I forgot the housekeeping phase again, but whatever. We'll flip this over. And we don't care about this one because, he's already used this motivational speech, so I can just, go over here. I think this is basically the game mat's basically here. If like, you need it, but, I don't really need it because I got this down here. Basically, this is like used for like, marking your actions and everything else in here, but we don't really need it. Apparently, there's like another mode by the way here, so no brains game mode. Interesting. No brains. Maybe we'll check that out at some point. But whatever. This is all flipped over. And I basically get a total of 3 actions, so 1, 2, 3. Alright, we have to deal with these guys here. How do I want to deal with this? This might suck, but I think I want to send Hunt here basically out to like melee these guys. But before I do that, let's just get him to like use his leadership to like look for ammo first. Because, I might get lucky and get some ammo to fire at the guy in first. Nope. Okay. So, that's basically his leadership done. We're going to use one of my event actions to charge him out to, like, try and knock these guys back. So, we'll do this. And we'll basically have, like, basically, like, greater odds. So, that's nice. Alright, we got an 11. So, with 11 on, like, human advantage, we basically have, like, 3 hits on the zombies. So, they have to make like 3 saving throws in order not to die. Well, they might die, but whatever. Alright, so they made at least 1 saving throw of a 6. So I think they're dead. I want to see if they make like any saving throws at this point, I guess. So let's just check it out. So here's the tough marker. So, the tough marker allows the regular units to cancel hits. For every hit of damage inflicted on a tough unit, a roll of 1, 2, or 3 to hit is cancelled. Alright, well, it doesn't really matter if I use like 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6, because that's like, this reverse, but whatever. Basically, like, you roll low, it's bad. If you roll high, it's good. So, that's what all it does, but whatever. This marker's effect is not shared to Z units. If the tough Z is part of Z mark, only the hits effect to Z tough Z units can be cancelled. So, I don't think this guy gets a saving throw. He's just eliminated from the board, so he's dead, finally. So, there goes this zombie, finally. He's dead. Goodbye. And don't come back. And, just to start, like, verify that, let's just go over here to, like, his card that he had. The Tough Z. So, place a tough marker on his strongest regular units, and basically, like, he cancels hits. That's all he does. So, he doesn't get a saving throw or anything like that. So, that's fine. Alright, I think at this point I've actually won the game, by the way, because, like, I don't think these guys have enough movement to get anywhere close enough to, like, kill me. But we'll keep playing until we get to the end at least, so what I probably want to do at this point is maybe, like, move, like, this civilian back if I get the chance to, so maybe let's try and aim to do that, perhaps. Let's see here. I think as an action, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to move Piazza down here as an action. So that's going to be my player action. We're going to use his initiative to try and scavenge some ammo, I guess. So we'll try and do that. You got 6, we got an ammo. Now, what I'm thinking about doing right now, because she's got the Overwatch ability and she can move Defiant Ceilings with her, we're just going to use her to, like, you know, make a gunfire shot and move these guys back. Just keep them alive. So she's only got 2 attack, but with 9, she still gets, like, a hit, I think. So she gets 1 hit, and that flips these guys over. So now down to a 4. And everyone basically moves back over here. And just to sort of, like, you know, check out her, like, you know, abilities and such. Just, you know, I want to make sure I get everything right here. Defiant civilians of players that will lose their Defiance. So, yeah, you can basically make them lose their Defiance. So, they're no longer Defiant. They're just with her right now, basically in play. And let's just see here. That would have cost her an ammo there to do that, I guess. So let's do that like this. And I guess at this point, let's just have someone make, you know, an ammo run over here, I guess. So a 1, nothing. No 5s yet, but whatever, that's fine. Alright, so housekeeping phase, well, let's flip this back over. And I forgot to move these cards away, but, you know, they're dead, so they can be thrown over here. Alright then, next turn. So keep calm and kill Zeds. At the beginning of this phase, select 1 hero unit in play. It receives a 2 shift when attacking hand-to-hand in combat for this turn only. So it's like, you know, your emergency, like, you know, ability to do stuff. That's cool. And let's just see here. I don't think it really matters who I basically use this on because, like, you know, I'll give it to Smith because why not? He can just have it. So let's just see here. We'll give him the reminder, basically let him know that, like, you know, he's got, like, you know, that, like, you know, shift there, and we'll just go, like, from there. So the highway and the you know, the mountain track basically activates. So this guy goes up here, and this guy goes up here. And basically at this point we get 2 action points, so we'll put that right there. And the reason I basically gave that to him is because he can, like, go down here and, like, you know, I guess attack these guys. So we'll attack here, and because basically we got, like, you know, the shift here, even though this guy's ×2, like, you know, stronger than him, he's basically gonna be equal to, because, like, you know, he's basically got this, like, you know, ability here, and it's also the Eagle Scout, right? So, like, you know, he gets, like, you know, another shift as well. So we basically have an equal to or human advantage based attack with, like, you know, my deputy here. Whoops. It probably help I don't hit the flip when I'm basically trying to flip stuff. Alright, so there's a 6. He rolls a 6, which basically means that he would take 2 hits and deal off 2 hits. But he does have martial arts, this guy, so maybe I want him to reroll. So let's do that. We'll use up his reroll and hope for a better result. And 11 is a lot better. So, human advantage, he gets 11. He gets 3 hits. This guy's removed from play. So, that's basically it for him. And he technically keeps that, like, you know, +2 hit, but I don't really care about this one. He's done, so that's fine. I guess at this point, let's just scavenge for ammo like crazy, I guess. So, player action. We got 6, so ammo. And you know what? I probably want Hunt be next to civilian so you can use his leadership ability. So 1, 2, 3, 4 if we go this way. Organism down here. You know what? Let's send him over here. He'll use leadership on these guys because it still counts, right? So we'll just give him some leadership there. He gets a 2, so it doesn't really matter, so whatever. And We still have one event action left, so someone else here can just do, I guess, stuff, I guess. That's fine. So let's just see here. I'm also tempted to send him up here to like kill these guys, but you know, that seems like, you know, why bother? So someone can scan us for ammo. Alright, there's our first 5. Because we got Mayor Hernandez with his, like, you know, keys to the city, that's a +1, so it's a +6, so we still get ammo. And that's it for his turn. Alright then, the final card. The good, the bad, I'm the one with the gun. At the beginning of the Zed's phase, make a fate draw to determine which track is activated twice. Alright, so we got the player's choice. Killdozer. Nice. Alright, so I'll note this is like a special card you can hold for later, so I basically get someone a +2 edge and 5 if I want to, but whatever. You know what? Just because I can, let's pick the forest track. So we'll just activate the forest track, which basically means someone's like gets placed over here. I probably should shuffle this first. So we got 6 there, and this guy just goes up here for his, like, you know, second activation. At the beginning of the action phase, if you survive, you have won. You kept it together and endured the darkness before it dawned of the Zeds. You and your team head off to Reggie's Roadhouse for a drink of knowing that you will have lots of scary stories to tell your grandkids to make them behave. So, that's basically it for the game. And we've basically won. So, I'll note that this game does have a sort of scoring component to it when you basically get to the end here. So, you basically go over here to like the epilogues book. And you basically like go over to like the end here, so you get to like the epilogues. So I'll note that he's like the winning epilogues for like, you know, your different advances and levels and stuff like that, but whatever. That's for like the level 1 game here. Alright, so calculating your score. Housekeeping. Remove the player units resting in the cemetery and all the markers that are on the map, e.g. wound, barricade status, etc. These do not count. Alright, so I don't care about the guys in the graveyard. And I don't care about markers like wound, barricade, and status. Alright, so, okay. We don't care about this marker, or this marker. We don't care about these guys, so they can go away. Alright, so, the good. Stack these. All player units on the map, heroes, civilians, and National Guard, except for villagers and refugees. Add the supplies and the ammo marker if you have 2 or more of that resource remaining. Add the antidote and all super weapon components if they are in play. This does not include the super weapon market, just the blue component markets. And add the infection marker if the infection lure is lower than 6. Count these. So we're going to basically stack everyone here. So that's basically these guys. Mario doesn't count, so it's going to move away. All these guys get counted. You know, let's move over here for now. So all these guys are in play. And what's to say about ammo here? So, if it's 2 or more, okay, so I can add ammo, I guess. So you can take the ammo marker. And count these. So, you get 3 points for each villager or refugee unit in play. VIP survivors count as refugee units for the scoring. Okay. This is your score for the good thing you've accomplished. So, we don't have any villagers or refugees who don't care about this. Alright, so that's fine. The bad. Stack all the chaos markers currently on the map. Count these. If you're scoring a game you've lost, add 1 point to the bad for each unrevealed event card in the event deck. So, that's fine. We don't care about that part. The ugly. Subtract the bad count for the good count and check your results below. If you survive and someone lives to tell the tale, the higher your score, the more honor you ended the game with. Alright, so I guess the score is basically everything that's currently in there, so we basically had a score of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We had a score of 11. Alright, so let's see how we matched up then. So, we had a 6 to 12 rating here, so Most of your kinder neighbors tell you that you've done your best, but many also feel that your best simply wasn't good enough. Farmingdale seems officially content to let the matter of your leadership during the crisis fade into obscurity, but the community is a long memory, and you sometimes see in your neighbors' eyes their sad disappointment that their lives will never again be what they once were before they trusted you. So basically, it's like how scoring sort of works in this. So you have like, the bad, the good. If you do really bad, basically you have like, literally resentment basically before how they basically handle it. If you did really good, you basically win like the Nobel Prize, so to speak. We're just basically in the middle here. We were like, almost up to like 13, but we lost too many units, I guess, for that to happen, so that's fine. Overall, I'm pretty happy, I think, with like, how we did here. So, yeah, that's basically Dawn of the Zeds. And I think for the most part, I did a pretty good showing basically how the game sort of plays and like stuff like that. I might come back to try like, do like a little bit more of this game perhaps, because, I basically only did the basic game here, right? So maybe want to jump in like into Outbreak here. We basically have to deal with like, outbreaks and infections, supply consumption, and healing. So that's basically how this game sort of plays out by the way. Each level like adds like more stuff to the game to play. So yeah, that's basically how it plays. All right then. I hope you guys enjoyed the Let's Play, as it is right for this like basic game here, and I'll basically see you in the next one. But for now, that's it, and take care.